Hello dear friends, welcome to all of you in this video. In my previous video, I have already covered Muria cultivation at depth. In this video, I would be giving you some additional information regarding the Muria cultivation. Then we will talk about the festivals celebrated by Murias in different months. And then we will talk about the Muria way of life and other means of livelihoods. So without any further delay, let's start the video. Well, let's talk about the Muria cultivation. Well, after the completion of the farming activities or cultivation activities, the grains are collected by the Murias in boxes of square shape. These boxes are called dhosir bin and they are made of paddy roots and date palm leaves. Now, here arises a very important question, that how the farming skills are imparted to young Murias from their parents. Well, the answer is very simple. There are two reasons. The first one is very obvious because it happens right in front of them, so they learn it. And second, there is an institution which plays a very crucial role in imparting these skills in the young Murias, and that institution is called Ghotul. Well, what is Ghotul? Ghotul is the youth dormitory of Muria tribe. Its male members are called Chalik and female members are called Motiari. The head of Chaliks is called Sirdar and head of Motiari is called Belosa. In every Ghotul, every Chalik is given a piece of agricultural land that is called Chalik Parka, where Chalik is expected to carry out all the farm and farming related activities such as felling of trees, dragging them over the field, firing them, and after that sowing the seeds in the ashes, reaping it and harvesting it, even husking also. In all these activities, the Chaliks are actively contributed by their Motiari partners. The Motiari participate and contribute their labor in the agricultural activities right from the beginning. They actively participate in plowing the land with the help of plows. And apart from that, they actively engage themselves in the weeding out process. Husking is considered to be entirely their job only. But one thing has to be noted. What is that thing? That thrashing and winnowing are such activities which are considered to be taboo for female Muria, means the Motiaris. They do not participate in these activities as it is considered taboo for them. So that's all about the Muria cultivation. Now let's talk about the festivals celebrated by the Murias. Let's start with the month of January. In the month of January, Bhimul Pandum is celebrated. Now, Bhimul is the name of the rain god. And Pandum usually translates in Hindi as Samaroh or celebration. So, Bhimul Pandum is the festival of rain god. Apart from Bhimul Pandum, they also celebrate Pupul Korta Tindana. What is Pupul Korta Tindana? Well, it's the new eating ceremony for the coarse grain. Apart from it, the Muria also celebrate Pen Karsita, which is also known as Jata Pandum or Pupul Pandum. What is Jata Pandum or Pupul Pandum or Pen Karsita? Well, this is the new eating ceremony for the pulses. During these festivals, the Muria Chaliks go from village to village performing Puskolang dance. Now, the speciality of Puskolang dance is that it is performed by Muria men only, not by the Muria women. And after the completion of Puskolang dance, they also perform Tirtha dance, as the festival of Chirchera is also celebrated in these months. So that's all about the month of January. Now let's talk about the month of February. In the month of February, Kare Pandum is celebrated. What is Kare Pandum? Well, it is the festival after which only the Murias are allowed to cut trees, grasses and make clearings for Dippa and Parka cultivation. Soon after Kare Pandum, Madai festival is celebrated. Madai is semi-religious and more commercial in nature. It is organized village to village in the entire Muria land. Even the non-tribal entities of Chhattisgarh have adopted it in the form of Gahira or Madai Mela. After the festival of Karepantum, the Murias start collecting wood and shrubs for Ghotul fire. Now let's talk about the month of March. Well, in the month of March, Muria celebrate three festivals: Irpu Pandum, Marka Pandum, and Tilkhani. What is Irpu Pandum? Irpu Pandum is the ceremonial gathering of the first fruits of Mahua tree and organization of such a feast where these fruits are eaten. Markapandum. What is Markapandum? Well, Markapandum is the ceremonial feast of the first mangoes or any of the wild fruits that may grow or might be ready by that time. They may also include Tendu and Char. Now comes the third one, the Tilkhani festival. What is Tilkhani festival? Well, Tilkhani festival is the festival of oil seeds. So these are the prominent festivals which are celebrated in the month of March. Now let's talk about the month of April. In the month of April, one of the most important festivals, which is called Vijja Pandum, is celebrated. Vijja Pandum is celebrated usually before the start or inception of the agricultural activities. It is the festival of seeds. It is always preceded by a ceremonial hunt, and the blood of the killed animal is sprinkled over the seeds, which is taken in leaf cups by all the Muria households, and later these seeds are sown. Well, the success or failure of this ceremonial hunt foretells about the success or failure of the forthcoming crops. So this is called Vijapandam, which is considered to be very, very important. After the month of April, now let's talk about the month of May. In the month of May, all those trees which had been cut in the month of February after Karepandum, now those fellings are spread over the Dippa and Parka fields, and some local ceremonies assuring the good rainfall and good harvest are observed. Now comes the month of June. In the month of June, these fellings which have been spread over the Dippa and Parka fields are now fired. And after that, in the ashes, the seeds are sown after the first rainfall. The Murias also repair their huts, especially their roof, so that they could be safeguarded against the heavy rainfall. That's all about the month of June. Now comes the month of July. In the month of July, Amaus Tihar, which is also known as Hareli, is celebrated. During this festival, the Muria Chaliks, they make bamboo stilts. Now, bamboo stilts are also called gedi. Now, gedi is considered to be a ceremony or a ceremonial toy, but it's not the case. It has practical use in the regions of Bastar. As we know that after the rainfall, the jungles become slushy and it becomes very hard to walk over the mud. So for the feasibility of traveling long distances, the Muria youth prepare stilts, as by using stilts they can avoid all kind of inconvenience which they might encounter while walking on foot. So that's the reason why stilts are made. So stilts have a practical use in Bastar, in the tribal life. Although the stilts can also be seen in the non-tribal areas of Chhattisgarh, but we can say that it's the tribal influence. It does not have any practical value here, where we have tarmac roads or concretized roads, but it has a very useful and practical value in the jungles of Bastar. Now, in the month of August, Tur Korta Tindana or Kurum Pandum is celebrated. This is the festival which is considered to be a new eating ceremony for these small millets like kodo and kutki. Then comes the month of September. In the month of September, the rains stop and the Muria celebrate Korta Pandum. What is Korta Pandum? Korta Pandum is the new eating ceremony of the new rice, new paddy. And after this festival, which is usually called Navakhani in the non-tribal areas of Chhattisgarh. So after Navakhani of the rice, or we can say the Korta Pantum, the Muria Cheliks break their stilt at the stone of Dito. Dito is another name for Bhimul Pantum. So basically, they want to say Bhimul Dev that they no longer need the stilts now because the rains have stopped and they can walk on their foot. So this all happens in the month of September. In the month of October, they celebrate Cheru or Nuka Nurdana Pandum. This is the festival after which only they are allowed to wash the newly husked rice. They do it in the river with the help of a wooden instrument which is called supa. Supa is a winnowing fan made of bamboo stilts. So with the help of supa, they wash the new rice in the rivers. And this is done after the Nuka Nordana festival, which is celebrated in the month of October. The month of November is a very busy month for Muria youth as they are engaged in watching over the field. Then they reap the crops and they bring it to the home after threshing and winnowing. The husking has to be done. In this month, the Muria girls go for Diwali dance, or they also perform Hulki Pata dance where this tradition doesn't exist. So Hulki Pata dance is a dance which is performed by Muria people, Muria tribe in the month of November. Now comes the month of December. In the month of December, some of the Muria people celebrate Jata Pandum and most of them harvest their crops of mustard. So that's all about different festivals celebrated by Muria people in all the 12 months. Now let's talk about the Muria way of life. When we're talking about Muria way of life, we have to start from Muria food. Well, the Muria eat 3 times a day and their diet includes most prominently the boiled rice which is called page. The page is usually accompanied by a cup of java which is also called jaw and another cup of savories which is called chutney. Now, if we talk about chutney, the most famous one is called chapla chutney. What is chapla chutney? Well, it is the chutney prepared by red ants. So the red ants, which are called mata in normal Chhattisgarhi, they are collected and crushed along with garlic and chilies and are prepared into a chutney. This is very famous. It's the special delicacy of Bastar and is also very much liked in Odisha, South Odisha. It has been given the GI tag in South Odisha. So chapla chutney is very famous. Along with the chutneys, non-vegetarian food dominates the Muria diet. Now, what do they eat in non-vegetarian food? They eat variety of things. They eat the mutton of goat, pigs, mongoose, crocodile, variety of birds. Apart from that, the wild hare and fish also. So the Muria eat non-vegetarian food on most of the occasion. Indigenous chicken also is their favorite. Apart from these, the Muria also like to eat raw fruits of Indian gooseberry and raw mangoes with pinch of salt. And they always prefer the earthen pots for preparation of their food. So the earthen fire-baked pots are used along with many ladles and spoons. They prepare their food using horseshoe hearth, which is made of soil or earth. So they use earthen horseshoe hearth, which is most commonly used uh, cooking stand in all the homes of Chhattisgarh. Now, this is all about the Muria food. Now, let's talk about what else they enjoy. So, Muria also enjoy honey, and they have recognized four types of honeybees, which they call by different names. Usually, these four types have been identified as Bag Ondar, Sataru Ondar, Kitka Ondar, and Lokti Ondar. Now, let's talk about the hunting, which is another mode of Muria livelihood. As far as hunting is concerned, according to Verrier Elwin, for hunting, the Muria's chief weapon is bows and arrows. But they have also used in the past the British colonial era guns, which they called by various names. In the past, the Muria used to drive animals to the hunting pits, and they used to kill animals by clubs. Well, as far as other instruments or tools are used, Muria also use spear. They also use slingshots for killing birds, and they also use variety of traps. They captured the mongoose using hunting dogs. They capture crocodiles by slipknot noose, and they also captured porcupines by using Thongara traps. Now, these Thongara traps are the excellent examples of the ingeniousness of Murias. Thongara traps are basically wooden cages with a heavy block suspended. Apart from all these apparatus, if we talk about hunting, Muria consider it to be a religious exercise which is quite susceptible to magic. For them, every important event of Muria life should be preceded by a ceremonial hunt. And the success or failure of this hunt foretells the success or failure of that activity, and at times about the forthcoming crops as well. In these hunts, sorcerers' enchantments are sought. Before going on hunt, they worship Kadrengal along with bows and arrows. Now, who is Kadrengal here? Kadrengal is considered to be the god of hunters. He is also considered to be the husband of Talur Muttai. Kadrengal, along with Talur Muttai, has been accorded the same place in the Muria pantheon which has been accorded to Shiva along with Parvati. Before going on the hunt, they also worship Rao of the neighboring jungle. Now, who's the Rao? According to Muria, every jungle has a different protector god. These jungle protector gods are called Raus. They also worship their local deity, which has been chosen by their ancestors. Even before the appointment of Gaita, who is a sort of priest for the Murias, a ceremonial hunt is organized. And Gaita was appointed in the past only when the hunting party used to succeed in killing a female deer. So, in this way, hunting is not only a mode of livelihood, it is a religious activity for the Muria. At the end of the successful hunt, some parts of the animals are removed and offered to Kadrengal, the pot of the departed, the local god whose assistance had been invoked, and the Rao. Usually, the Gaita sacrifices a bit of liver, a tip of tongue, and tail to the gods, and the successful huntsman lays his bows and arrows in front of the pot of departed and make the same kind of offerings. That's all about hunting. But here, interesting part of Muria life is fishing. Although Muria do not know much about fishing, but they have recognized some species of fish like bodmin, sipa, koksi, dondai, dundun, and turu. And for catching fish, they use usually traditional equipments. The Muria fishing equipments are of usual and traditional type, which include changori, sarka, apart from them, they also use Mandir, Kurjar, Pelna, Chargod, Dondka or Sondri, Dandar, Telai, Bissar, Thapa, Uthad, and Dheer also. Apart from these fishing nets, Muria also use variety of ways for killing fish. For example, fish poisoning. Muria also resort to fish poisoning. For fish poisoning, they use the bark of kurra tree. Apart from bark of kurra tree, some other elements are also used, such as we can say the fruits of mode tree and khuni plant. So fruits of mode tree, khuni plant, and kurra bark is used for fish poisoning. And apart from all these, the Muria also follows some ceremonies before fishing. Now, what are the ceremonies followed by Muria before fishing? Well, Muria worship Yer Kanyang, which is called the river maiden, and she is worshipped for invoking her guidance and support in fishing. She is often offered a pig or a goat. So that's all about the fishing. In the next video, we will talk about the importance of liquor drinking and what importance the mahua tree has in the Muria life, and what is sulfi, what is sago palm. So for more information, continue on our channel. Thank you.